Hi guys! Happy Thursday! I'm so excited to hang out with you today. We are going to get together with an absolutely amazing lady. Her name is Gillian, and I'm not going to butcher her last name. So we will wait for her to pop in and introduce herself. But I am super excited. Now, the first time I had opportunity to meet this amazing lady was at KetoCon 2018. And I had opportunity to hear her speak, and it changed my life. So I'm really excited to chat with her today and share some of that with all y'all. Okay, now let me flip on my camera. There we go. And we're up on Facebook too. Hello, darling.
Hello, darling. I'm so glad I can hear you now, and my internet's actually working.
Oh, yes. Hello. We rock, just saying.
Just saying.
So I told everyone your first name is Gillian, and I'm not going to butcher your last name. So
Go
we'll...
on, you can try.
Oh, girl, I am so bad.
It is Szollos, which is Hungarian for wine.
Oh, see? That's... Oh, girl, you're named after wine? I'm jelly.
Well, my husband is named after wine, and I took his name, so...
You just married well. You married well.
I did. Oh, I did.
So, some people on my page might not know who you are. So, tell us a little bit about what you do in the keto space.
Absolutely. Sure. So, I am a health promoter and a health policy advisor, and I work in community health in my day job. But my other work is around therapeutic applications of ketogenic diets. So I have epilepsy, and I do use a ketogenic diet to manage my seizures. And I'm happy to say that this October, I'm going to be 5 years seizure-free thanks to this amazing way of eating. So
5?
That's pretty awesome. And I am very, very lucky that I have been invited to speak at many conferences throughout North America, and I'm really happy that that gives me an opportunity to spread the word about what an amazing change this type of this way of eating can have for you.
Well, and I want to talk a little bit about the experience when you go to conferences and events and meetings, because before KetoCon 2018, I had never been. I never experienced that. My whole experience with keto was online. I mean, we all do the same things. We watch the videos, we watch the lives. But for you, I want to know what the difference is when you actually get to go to a venue and meet people.
Well, you know what, Dori? There just isn't a more soul-filling, soul-feeding opportunity out there. It is really incredible. And, you know, even though my sort of area of expertise is more therapeutic keto, I also talk a lot about, bioindividuality and really helping people individualize their ketogenic journey for their own, health optimization. And I'll tell you a little story because I just came back from 2 talks actually at Carb USA out in San Diego, which is an amazing conference. So any of your listeners who haven't had an opportunity to go out there, you should absolutely give that a try. Pam and Doug put on an amazing show every single year. So I was out there, and on the second day, a woman came up to me and asked me for a selfie. And I said, sure. I had no idea who she was. And we had a selfie, and she said, I don't have epilepsy, and I don't know anyone who has epilepsy, but I was trying to figure out which speakers to listen to in the breakout sessions. And so I listened to my talk, from KetoCon 2018, which was specifically on epilepsy. And she said, at the end of that session, she was crying. She told her husband he needed to come and listen, and he was crying. And then here's the kicker. That morning, she had received a phone call from Brazil, which is where she's from, to be told that her son, her 8-year-old son, that they thought was having night terrors, had just been diagnosed with epilepsy. So I was crying. I was
Shivers.
so overwhelmed, and she was so overwhelmed that she said, I'd never heard of you before. I saw you on the speaker docket. I looked at your video, and I decided to come and hear you speak. And then today I got this message that now this is a journey that we're going to be doing with our son. So it was just, those kinds of things. You just can't get that online.
You can't. And you know what? That speech...
Yeah, it was really, really wonderful.
That speech was amazing. I saw it. And the same thing, 2018 KetoCon, I had no idea. I didn't know who I was going to hear speak. I will tell you, I had a very, very big plan. I think I planned like 15 speakers I would see, and I think I ended up seeing 3. And the first speaker I saw was you, and I was blown away because I just wasn't prepared for what I was going to get at KetoCon. I was really used to the online format, and to have somebody really, really share their story the way you did, I could cry just thinking about it. It's such an amazing thing to share that with someone, and it's such a great vulnerability to put out there. And I have to say thank you, because I think maybe people don't realize how hard it is to open up your life and say, hey, this is me. Take a poke around. Let me know what you think. Come back with the feedback.
Well, you know what, Dori? For people like you and me who are clearly type A personalities, it might be a little bit easier, but
yes,
there's no question in doing so. And, I think what maybe is an important thing to wrap people's heads around is that when I started all of this back in 2014, there was nobody locally who could help me out. There were no nutritionists who would be able to help me out. There was none of my physicians. One of my physicians had never heard of keto, and my neurologist laughed at me and said, yeah, that's only for kids. So, I did not have a whole lot of support, and I was extremely lucky. I reached out to Eric Kossoff at Johns Hopkins University, and he put me on the right track. But because I have a very scientific mind, because I'm a very analytical person, I decided to treat my experience very much as, as an experiment. And I wrote down everything, and I tracked everything, and I wrote down every single thing that I ate, and I weighed every single that I ate, and I tracked when I got my period. I tracked anything and everything that might conceivably impact my seizures. And so it was an amazing piece of work that I put together as a case study. And then I was invited to present that case study at the Global Metabolics Conference in Banff in 2015. And that was where I got a chance to meet Dominic D'Agostino and Stephen Pinney and Jeff Volek and, all the big guys in the keto world. And that was a really big changing point for me. That's where I started to just do a lot more writing, do a lot more interviewing. I interview people all over the world who use keto therapeutically. And it was an opportunity for me to really hone in and see how people individualize this for them. And depending on what their issue is, whether it's, glioma, brain cancers, or type 2 diabetes or Parkinson's disease, everybody's got a slightly different, nuanced approach. And I think that, that's something that's really important to underscore, is that all keto is not created equal.
And I love that. Even when you're not treating medically, even if you're just eating keto, and I like to say for weight maintenance, not necessarily loss, because I know a lot of people who were severely underweight, and keto has helped them achieve a good weight balance. So even if you're using keto for weight balance, that might not look the same as your neighbor. You probably don't eat what I eat, right? Oh, we eat exactly the same stuff, Gillian. We're both keto, right? So
bacon, avocado, salt, and egg. I'm repping my Redmond's Real Salt. It's all about the base shirt today.
Nice.
We all eat that.
Also, don't forget the cheese, because that's the one thing I get all the time. Everybody's like, oh my God, keto is just cheese and bacon and fat. Cheese and bacon and fat. And I'm like, actually, it's a lot of really good proteins and good vegetables and good fats. It's really not just, we don't just eat bacon and drink coffee.
And in fact, something, when I started out, I eat bacon. I mean, I've always eaten bacon, but it's not like I eat a pound of bacon a day. I absolutely don't do that. I might not even eat a pound of bacon a month. But I think what's also really important to understand is that lots of people do keto very effectively with no dairy at all. Yes. And lots of people do keto very effectively on very moderate protein. It's not a high protein diet. It is a very modest protein diet. And I think that, the nuances are where it really helps to, get support, because there are a lot, especially people who've been on anti-epileptic medication or who are on medication for a number of different reasons. they can actually develop food sensitivities to highly ketogenic foods such as coconut oil and avocados. And if you happen to be allergic to those, then you're not going to be eating those on your ketogenic diet. But it doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means that you have to modify.
I would say my most requested recipes are dairy-free, by far. I have the most people reach out to me for dairy-free options, and there's tons. Like, anything you want, you can make it in dairy-free. I do cream cheese. I do yogurt. Google it. Just Google. Google is your best friend. That's
it's so true. Google and Instapot, you know.
Oh,
Instapot
yes.
I have a new Instant Pot, and I'm in love with it. So, yeah, I'm putting a lot of stuff in the Instant Pot lately.
Twinning, I got one for Christmas. Now, it was a hard sell at my house because my fiance's like, no, I'm not buying you a kitchen appliance. And I'm like, but dude, I really want it. And he was like, no, not for Christmas. And I was like, but it's really important. Do you realize there's an entire community of Instant Pot recipes out there, and I'm missing out on it, dude?
Well, I'm glad it came through for you in the end.
Right? We get what we want. You just gotta, push the boundaries a little sometimes.
And sometimes we get what we deserve, and it's not always a good thing. But
right?
One of the things I think is really interesting to me, especially nowadays, because we're starting to see some polarization of the keto camps. And that I find a little frustrating because I think the vast majority of people that I come across who think they're on a ketogenic diet aren't actually on a ketogenic diet. They're, and this is one of the things I talk about in my bioindividuality talk, but just so that we're really clear and so that, everyone's clear on what the literature says. A low carbohydrate, high fat diet is under 100 grams of carbs a day. And that's total carbs, folks, not net carbs. Net carbs is an excuse to eat erythritol, and that's all it is. Yeah. Under 50 grams of net carbs is what's considered a very low carbohydrate, high healthy fat diet.
Okay.
And some people will be in ketosis at that, and some people won't. And some people may be in ketosis for the 12 or 14 hours that they're intermittent fasting, but maybe not during their fed period of time during the day. Okay. It really depends. And then there is the ketogenic diet, which is under 20 total grams of carbs a day. And very few people out there are truly doing under 20 grams every day, 365. And quite frankly, Dori, most people don't need that. No. I'm a really big believer in the dual fuel hypothesis. We are born to be dual fuel burners. So if you are metabolically healthy, then you should strive for metabolic flexibility. Absolutely. Yes. Unfortunately, people are kind of, when they start saying, oh, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. If you started out healthy, that may not be the best thing for you. But if you started out metabolically very deranged, type 2 diabetic, all kinds of issues, then yeah, your carb tolerance may be so poor that you do need to be ketogenic for the rest of your life. And I will likely need to be ketogenic for the rest of my life because my brain is epileptic. So I might try upping my carbs a little in a few years once I'm through menopause, because, that's a great time for people with a seizure disorder. Woohoo!
Right? Woohoo!
So, that is a possibility. But, I think it's really important that people get that the vast majority of the Western world would do really, really well to be under 100 grams of carbohydrates a day, no sugar, minimize all the refined carbohydrates, and just eat healthy, low glycemic index carbs. Then there are going to be a subset who will really benefit from under 50, and then there are going to be another subset, especially women with hormone dysregulation, especially any woman out there with lipedema. That is, those people are really going to benefit from significantly more carb restriction. But I also think it's important that, people, if they're going to go to that below 20 grams of total carbs, that they do have some physician support, that someone is doing some blood work on them, and that they do have the ability to discuss this with their primary care provider, because, there can be some side effects. And I mean, anyone who's been on a strict ketogenic diet will tell you about their cramping. Even if you get your electrolytes bang on, you're still going to have some cramping. And I tell you, when it's 30,000 feet in the air on your way to Cuba and your diaphragm is cramping and they're asking your husband if they should land the plane, yeah, That's not so much fun.
Yeah, they should.
No, I was like, no, just bring me salt and water, I'll be fine.
Land the plane. Everyone stop their life right now. My uterus hurts.
Most embarrassing moment of the world, of my life. It was just horrible. And it was my diaphragm that was cramped, so I couldn't speak and I couldn't breathe. And it happens maybe 2-3 times a year, especially if I've been doing a lot of flying. And, I do 6 or 7 conferences in 5 months over the summer, so it's a lot of flying. And, we were on our way to Cuba, and I bent down on the floor to pick something up, and boom, it was horrible.
Well, and what do you do other than wait it out, right? Try to plan ahead.
Mine lasts for, several minutes, and so I actually carry, Redmond's Real Salt has this really awesome little mini shaker.
I have one
bet you got one, yeah.
I do, I got one at KetoCon. I'm in love with it. Like, seriously, I don't ever want to go anywhere without it. It's like pocket size.
So my husband knows that they give me half of one of those in a glass of water, and I have to shoot it, and that would usually deal with it. The other thing I do is I travel with pickle juice. I literally have 200 milliliters, and I tell the guys when I'm going through the airport security, it's okay, scan me. Rub whatever you need to rub on my pickle juice, but I'm not getting on this plane without it.
I love it when we have to make repercussions to get our food. When I came back from KetoCon, they looked at me like I had 3 heads when I went through TSA security. Half of my stuff popped for drugs, half of it popped for bombs, and I was like, I appreciate your patience, take your time, double scan everything. Thank you for your time, have a lovely day.
Everybody who left KetoCon got flagged. I don't know what it is, whether it's silicone dioxide. I'm not sure what it is that gets picked up, but every single one of us who came back with a suitcase full of stuff got absolutely nailed by border security.
They let me keep it all, and I got a frisking. So, win, hello, they let me keep all my stuff.
By the TSA guards, I have to tell you.
Oh, we had a giggle about it because they're so precise. First they tell you everything they're going to do, and then when they start doing it, they're repeating it. And I just looked at her and I said, do people actually complain about this? She said, you'd be shocked, lady. You would be shocked. And I was like, do it.
Would be shocked.
I want my food.
Hey,
it's worth it.
When I heard someone complaining about a KetoCon, this was funny. So I just finished my talk where, I was really focusing in on bioindividuality. I do a lot of discussion around, impacts on fetal development when moms are in a hyperinsulinemic state throughout the entire pregnancy, as well as the importance of breastfeeding afterwards. And there are a lot of aspects to breastfeeding most people don't realize, but I was at KetoCon, and there was a mom there who had seen my talk, and she had a new baby, and she was breastfeeding. So I went up to her and I said, way to go, congratulations, you're doing this amazing thing, not just for your baby's health, but you're actually resetting your metabolism by breastfeeding, way to go. And at the same time as I was doing that, a gentleman was complaining to the KetoCon staff that there was a woman breastfeeding at an ancestral health conference. And I just thought, this is the problem right here, is that we think that it's important to focus on our health as long as we are, in our 40s or 50s, but it's not okay to do that when we are pregnant or lactating. So that was a little bit sad, but I'm really thrilled that the KetoCon staff said, she's welcome to breastfeed here.
Do you know what? I think as a whole, our society's become a little bit complaining. Because I will say what upset me the most about KetoCon 2018 when I went was after the conference, people complained about the kids that were there. Now, there weren't that many kids. There was maybe 8 kids. It's a 3-day event, 12-hour days. Those kids did great. They didn't cause any trouble. They weren't running around. But people still complained because they didn't feel like kids should be there. So I feel like that's a big problem we need to tackle, that our community is getting so tight that they're pushing the kids out. It's not about kids. It's not about mums. It's not about families. It's just this. So I feel like
exactly who it's about.
we need to include.
Yeah, it's about modeling being behavior, and it's about modeling decision making, and how better to do that than bring your kids. And you'll remember in 2018, Super Keto Clara came to my talk as well, and she is an amazing young woman. Oh my God, that girl, she just has so much strength, and she's got an amazing mom and dad as well, which is, I'm sure, where she gets it. But this is a young woman who's got epilepsy. I believe she's 11 now.
I think she's 13 this year, actually.
13 now? Oh, it's because my kids are all grown up, so I stopped thinking about them. I think
10 forever.
I think she was 12 in 2018, so
yes.
I think you're right. I think she's 13 now. And, she manages her seizures with keto as well, and she handles it when she goes to school, and everybody brings all the junk food to school, and everybody's always, offering her yummy things that she is not able to eat because of her epilepsy. But she's got such an incredibly, powerful motivation, and has such a great message. And adults can learn from this person. So why is it that we're saying conferences shouldn't have kids? I think that the kids need to be there, and they need to be benefiting from the same messaging that their parents are benefiting from.
I agree 1,000,000%. So what I'm doing to do my part is at Great Canadian Keto Conference, I'm hosting a kids zone. So I have booked a booth, and I'm hosting a kids zone similar to what I helped set up at KetoCon. So we'll have coloring and bubbles and books to read and giveaways for the adults, and basically just a space to decompress for a few minutes with your kids. Come, hang out, sit down, relax. And I'm hoping that conferences pick up on that idea and start planning things that are a little bit more family friendly. I feel like if you build it, they will come. If you make something where kids can come, people want to bring their kids. I know they do.
You're right, they do. You should talk to Danny and Mara Vega about that. I think you should go on their Fat Fueled Family podcast and talk about that exact thing, because I think it's really, really important, and I'm so excited that you're doing that in Toronto. I'm really looking forward to the Great Canadian Keto Conference. Woohoo!
Oh.
Got our first big keto conference happening in Toronto, and it's just going to grow and grow and grow, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with that over the next little while. That's going to be an awful lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to being a part of that conference as well. So looking forward to seeing you there.
I'm so excited. So to wrap up, let us know a little bit about what you're going to be covering at Great Canadian Keto Conference, and let us know everywhere we can stalk you on social media, because you might be your new best friend.
Okay, well, I wish I was better at social media than I really am, but I can do this. I can do an Instagram Live. I'm competent to that extent. But you can find me, obviously, at keto.for.life on Instagram. I'm also at Keto All Day Every Day on Instagram. That's more of my sort of therapeutic side, and then my Keto for Life is just me, as well as the things that I'm doing, but it's a lot more personal stuff there too. Okay. You can also find me at my website, which is ketoalldayeveryday.com.
Okay.
And I have a lot of really good links there, and at the Great Canadian Keto Conference, I'm really excited to be doing my Respecting Bioindividuality talk, which really looks at why certain keto works for certain people and does not work for other people, and the kinds of things that individuals can mitigate with behavior, and the things that they can't necessarily fix this time around, but they might be able to fix for future generations. So it's I'm telling this story as a love story, and so it's a really fun talk, but there's quite a bit of science in there, but I wanted to do the talk in a way that people would be able to respond to it on a sort of visceral level as well. So I think it's been very well received out in Low Carb USA, and I know when Eric saw it for the very first time when I did it on the Low Carb Cruise, he asked if I would, Eric Westman asked if I would do it for the American Obesity Medicine Society. So
no, Eric Westman, no.
If they're listening, I'd be very happy to do that. But it's a fun talk, and I think you're going to get a lot out of it. Certainly, it covers a lot of things that a lot of people are not necessarily thinking about, and maybe they should be.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with us. And we're like on the countdown. It's only, 8 days. 8 days.
I'm so excited. And speaking of being terrible at social media, I have to go put that out.
Right? Get it out there.
It's going to, I'm hoping it's going to sell out. I know it's only one day. It's one really long day this year.
Oh,
but
yes.
Next year, I'm sure it's going to be a full 2, maybe even 3 days. And it's going to be amazing. So if you're in the Toronto area or Ottawa or Hamilton or Guelph or Montreal or anywhere where you're in commuting distance, you have to make this happen.
Yes.
And I know you're not anywhere in commuting distance, but you're still flying in to make it happen.
I'm still going all the way from Alberta, so no excuses, people.
Well, you should drag some Albertans along with you.
I need to. I really do. And I'm just excited that we're doing it in Canada. Like, woohoo, Canada!
Absolutely. And hey, our dollar is, awesome right now. So all of those folks in the northern U.S. need to be coming up as well.
Yes, you guys are close. There's no excuses. Have an awesome day, and thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for what you share in the keto community. We appreciate you, and we love you so much.
Thank you so much, Dori. I have to say, right back at you, sister.
No, you don't.
Looking forward to seeing you in a little over a week.
Yes. Bye, doll.
Bye. Take care.
Yay, I'm so excited. Okay, so if you guys are watching on Facebook, if you look at the link above, it has all of the directions to get tickets for Great Canadian Keto Conference. Also, there's a $5 discount code in there as well. It's brand new. It'll save you $5 on your ticket for the trade show. Now, I'm going to tell you guys the other really awesome thing about how they're pricing out the Great Canadian Keto Conference. So, you can purchase just the trade show if you want. You can purchase a ticket for trade show and 1 speaker, trade show and 2 speakers. You can pick however many speakers you want, or you can go the full VIP package and see everybody. So what I love is that it's customizable, just like our keto. So you only need to watch what you want to watch. You can invest as much as you want, or you can go on a budget and just be there for the environment. Whichever way you want to do it is totally okay. Now, you can pre-purchase your tickets in advance, and they are also reserving some tickets at the door. So if you come right down to the wire and you think, I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it, maybe it's too late, there will be tickets available at the door the day of, which is August 17th. The event itself runs from 8:30 a.m. until 8 p.m. So you guys are going to get the behind the scenes, and you're going to get to hang out with me when I set up my booth at, 5 a.m. Who wants to get up at stupid o'clock with me? Who wants to keep me company? I know you do. Don't even pretend like you don't want to. Don't pretend like you don't want to. So, on Friday, you guys are going to get some airport lives from me on my way. I'll arrive Friday night. Early first thing Saturday, we're setting up. You guys are going to get lives throughout the event all day Saturday. Make sure you tune into as many of those as you can, because they're all going to be giveaways. So every time I pop on live from the event, you're going to have a chance to win something. So I updated the list of giveaway sponsors, 10. We have 10 different giveaways to give away all day long. So stay tuned, because it is going to be like rapid fire presents, giveaway fun, playing with kids. It's going to be an awesome time. So stay tuned. I cannot wait to hang out with you guys. I hope you have an amazing day. And tomorrow we're getting together to talk with, let me get her name right, because I don't want to, Dori, and I don't want to say it wrong. I want to say it's called, let's just find out for sure. Dori doesn't want to say anything wrong. And I have been like in a zoo of getting absolutely everything together in this last week. My brain is like almost mush at this point. Almost. But I'm pulling it together because we are going to have a lot of fun. So tomorrow we are going to go live with Teresa, and she is the creator of Fresh Foodie GTA. So we're going to get to find out about what she does, and guess what? Spoiler alert, she does pre-prepared keto meals. What? Do you know how many people message me and say, oh, Dori, if somebody just cooked all my food for me, I'd totally eat keto? Who's our new best friend? We're going to meet Teresa tomorrow. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Let's get us some dancey song to leave to. And I will see you tomorrow, and it's going to be a lot of fun. See you tomorrow, guys.